Okay, I'm going to show you today how to do image transfers. So let's start. Okay, so let me start with the image transfer demo. First of all, what you're going to need is something like this. These are the things you will need. There's also a water bottle and some petroleum jelly, but I'll show you how to use that later on. So the first things you need is Mod Podge. It says photo transfer medium. This you can get at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, or you could order it online. It's probably cheaper online. Really, I think it is. And so what you do is, for example, this is what I'm going to image transfer. This is what I'm going to transfer, which is this part right here, this front of the newspaper. So what I do is I spread it out. Then I use a brush, spread it out all over the page, and I put it face down just like this, and I leave it like that. It's quite simple. This is a simple process that you need, that you can do. As I said, really all you need is the Mod Podge and the petroleum jelly, and you can do it. It's really simple. And so you leave it overnight. You leave it a while, and then let's say, for example, I did this yesterday. So then today, what I do is I come back here, have my little water bottle. I spray it on the newspaper, on the stuff that I just made an image transfer. And then all I do is start peeling off the paper, the newspaper off. And what's going to end up happening is the image itself is going to adhere to the canvas or to wherever, or it could be a piece of wood or whatever surface you're doing. It's going to adhere to that. Now, what you have to do here is you got to peel off the paper. You can either go in by scraping it, but if it's paper like this, it's really simple. What I do is I just use it. I just use my fingers and I just rub it off. Simple as that. Now, here's where you're going to need the petroleum jelly. What you're going to need it for is this. It's something I bought at HEB. You can buy it anywhere. What you do is you get a little bit of it, and then you smear it onto the actual image. Now, what's going to happen is that the image itself, what you're doing with the petroleum jelly, you're hydrating it. So in other words, it's going to still look a little wet, but that's what you want, because if not, it's going to look opaque and like stuff like this. Now, you can leave it there. I usually leave it there for a day or two, and then I just come back and just wipe off the excess petroleum jelly, just wipe it off a little, and then you can paint on top of it. But I use acrylic, so it's much easier. I could go back in acrylic and paint it because it's water-based solution. Even though it's like petroleum jelly is like a little bit of oil, it still works. You can still paint on top of it. So there you have it. It's quite simple. So really all you need, just to recap here, all you do is you get the Mod Podge, you put it on the part that you're going to do. Here's the thing that you have to understand also before I let you guys go on this. Whatever you're going to do, you have to do the inverse. So for example, you put it on, you smear it all over, you leave it overnight, you come back and you try to take it off. If you see the words, they're backwards. So if I'm going to do something that I want people to read, then obviously when I do the copy, it could be on a piece of paper, any kind of paper you can do it on. It could be a regular piece of paper. In this case, it was a newspaper. It could be colored or black and white. Just remember that you would have to do the inverse if you wanted people to read it. Not, it's going to come back. It's going to come out backwards. So for this purpose of this demonstration, I just did it that way, so you could see that it does come out backwards. But if you want it, do it the right way, or if you wanted people to be able to read it, then you would have to do the inverse, then it'll come out. It's quite simple. It's really simple to do. And then, as I said, you just take it off, and then you can just use the petroleum jelly on there, then just smear it, and then just give it a couple days, and then just wipe off the excess, and it should be good. And there you go. And that is how to do an image transfer. Quite simple.